Hello, my students in legal research. It's really great to talk to you and to get excited about the spring semester. Obviously, I will see you all next week, but I wanted to open our course now and get us excited about the new semester and just tell you a little bit about how our course will run in the spring, since, as you know, we are actually going to be one of the classes that Middlesex is piloting for something we're calling HyFlex. So I thought I'd make this video for you so that you would understand a little bit about how our class will run. And as I mentioned before, be really patient with me because I, and therefore you guys too, are going to be MCC's guinea pigs. So I expect there to be some technology bumps and bruises along the way, but I also expect all of us to come out of this semester learning a lot more about how to make this modality work the best. So just a little bit about the class itself, and then I want to show you our Blackboard page. As I know I talked with, I think, almost all of you in the last couple of years, what this class is called, we're calling it HyFlex. But that's a very fancy way of saying that you can either come to campus to the Cowan building in Lowell in room, I think it's 213, I should know that, and we will be meeting in class in a traditional classroom. Option number 2 is that you can continue to log on to our class on Zoom during the same time, 11 to 12:15 on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and you can participate in the class remotely as well. And so what that means is we will have some students in the class live with me and some students over Zoom all at the same time. You do not need to commit to a modality. You can decide week to week, would you rather come in person or would you rather stay home? There's no, penalty or anything if you stay home. Just a note as an aside, I do believe in terms of Middlesex and Commonwealth of Massachusetts policy, if you are unvaccinated for COVID-19, then you may only attend the class in the remote fashion or other online classes. If you come to campus for any, library services, classes, advising, then we do have a vaccination requirement. That's a separate story, but I just wanted to mention that here because I don't know status of individuals in this particular class, but that's a college-wide policy. Okay, just a little bit more about the class. So what this means is, in general, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I will be traveling to our Lowell campus and I will be in the classroom. Now, I will be wearing a mask as per CDC guidelines and Middlesex policy, so I will be masked. Hopefully you guys will be able to hear me okay. We will work on that. So you won't see my face as much as you do in our traditional Zoom. I welcome any and all of you to come to campus and be with us live in person, but obviously I know that that's just not possible, and that's why I love this modality. Some of you are logging on from work, and so taking the time to travel to campus, just not going to happen. Some of you have other obligations, or maybe we just wake up and plain don't feel well. It is perfectly okay to log in from home. Maybe as the weather gets better, some of us, you'll feel more adventurous and want to sneak out and come join us on campus. So how will this work? If you are in person, then you will come to the Cowan building, room 213, and join me in class in a traditional classroom. If you are taking the class online, whether it be one day or all the days, then you will come to this part and you will click on Zoom meeting and it will take you to our pre-scheduled Tuesday, Thursday Zoom sessions exactly as we did in the fall semester. The link will be the same for each class meeting, so that is something that you should be familiar with. Please plan to start, be online a couple of minutes early we'll start promptly at 11 a.m. For those of us in class, I will, for at least the first few sessions, I will probably be in the classroom a few minutes early, making sure that the technology is all working. I also plan to bring my laptop, at least at the beginning, as a backup plan, just in case I'm having any technology issues. Worst case scenario, I set up a Zoom like this and we figure it out. Again, I'm expecting some bumps and bruises along the way. Although I have been trained on the technology, that does not make me an expert, and I'm already nervous that I've forgotten some of the details despite all my notes for when I go in next week. Okay, so hopefully you understand how you will attend the class. Now, what will this look like? Well, if you're on Blackboard, you can toggle over here to the link I have about our syllabus. I have our syllabus here. I have some office hours information, but I also, when I was on campus last week for training, was able to take some pictures of our classroom. So let's pause and take a look. So this is what it looks like. I took a picture of these chairs. They're really cool. They swivel and they even have a cup holder at the bottom. So this means we have a lot of flexibility in the classroom to turn around, because I'll show you in a minute, there's a couple of different screens in the classroom. So it's pretty cool. I love that. And also there's plenty of opportunity to be socially distant from your classmate next to you. So not to worry about us feeling too crowded. We are a small class to begin with, and there's plenty of room. So this picture here, you can see the bottom one, this is sort of facing the traditional front of the classroom, which is actually this screen that I cut off here, and there's my desk. And if you're sitting here, what you're actually facing is this screen here, which is a traditional large whiteboard. And I can write on it just like a regular chalkboard. I can also pull up web images. I actually pulled up Westlaw right when I was sitting there. So if you're in class, what you're looking at is a screen, imaging or projecting Westlaw just as I would over a Zoom as well. And so it looks and operates exactly like I would call the old-fashioned, but it's not really old, just traditional classroom, I guess I don't even know what to call it anymore. In-person classroom. And you have an opportunity to see. So a couple of things that are really important and why I want to make this video. So number one is, how do we in class engage with the students that are at home at the same time that we're in class? And how do I make sure as an instructor that I'm able to talk to both you guys at home and the students that are in the class? And this is what it looks like. Let me just scroll back up. So again, here's a picture of our classroom and what it looks like. But now this picture up here was taken from me at the front of the classroom looking out to the students in class. You can see the desks are facing me. In the back of the classroom is another screen. This one is not also a whiteboard to write on. It's just a large screen, as you can see. And here's the close-up of what it looks like with my colleagues who helped me with this. This is what I will see and what the in-person students will see when we see you at home, or I'll just call it your remote location, whatever that is. So these colleagues actually went and they logged in from other parts of the campus to pretend like they were you guys logging in from home. And so what this means is that you in the classroom can very easily swivel your chair so that you can visually see whoever is on Zoom. And those of you that are on Zoom, you also through your screens can see who is in the classroom, because there is a camera that I cut off a little bit, but there's a camera right there. So that means that we are really all online together at the same time. Not pictured here is a speaker right above our heads. So we tested out the audio. If I am speaking at the front of the classroom or a student is sitting in the classroom speaking, those of you on Zoom can hear it. Nobody has to get up and walk in front of a microphone. The audio in the room picks it up. Similarly, if you are at home, same as you did in the Zoom last fall, you can unmute yourself and then we will all hear what you are saying, and then you can mute yourself again to block out background noises. So we can really all talk to each other. It's really cool. So this is what it looks like. Okay, a couple of other points about how this will operate. Pictured here a little bit, it's kind of hard to see, is I actually have a keyboard and a computer up front with me. So what this means is I can project onto the screen for everybody to see, and I can do screen sharing for you guys at home so that you on Zoom can see the screen up close as well. Again, I will need a little bit of practice with that. A couple of areas that I really would like your help with, and I'm a little unsure how they will work, which is because I will be standing in the classroom, I won't be tethered to the screen like I am right now. As you guys know, I got pretty good at reading a chat, muting, unmuting, and seeing your facial expressions on Zoom really well. I don't want to lose all of that, but I do foresee that that might be more challenging for me because I won't be standing in front of the computer. But I want you to know that it is the most important thing for me is that we are one class. This isn't like a class for people that are in person and then everybody at home is like secondary. Not at all. I want to make sure that everybody is participating together. So this means we might need to use the raise hand feature a little bit more. When I'm in class, I will probably pause what I'm doing to double check the chat, and I might just need to take more breaks to do that. We'll kind of figure out as we go, but I loved our class discussion over Zoom. I love when some of you who don't want to unmute yourself still put comments in the chat, and I don't want to lose that. I just may not be able to read it as quickly or as efficiently as I did before, but we'll see. I might be perfectly fine, and by the end of the semester, I'll be an expert, but I do expect some patience with that. As I expect some patience with this technology, because what you can't see on here is that it's like having two screens, and I'm just not used to that, but I'm willing to learn. So I just wanted to give you this overview so you'd see what the classroom looks like. The last thing that I wanted to talk about is just a little bit of office hours and my availability. So something that I felt really strongly about during our Zoom life is that I'm able to stay online most days right after class to talk to many of you. And I love doing that. In a pre-pandemic time, you would have come to campus and just stayed with me and come upstairs to my office in Lowell, and we would have had our continued discussion. Because I am in a classroom, there is another class in this room right after hours. That means I can't stay in class to have continued Zoom discussions with you. But that doesn't mean I'm not available. It just means you may have to wait 15 minutes for me to go back to my office in Lowell, and then I can log back on and I can speak with each of you. I don't want to lose that. I think that was a really important sense of our community. And of course, if you're in person, you can just come to my office. So I just don't want to lose that. I know we had that, hey, I'll just stay online and let's keep talking. I don't think we will have that opportunity as much because I am now in a classroom and not in my basement. So pluses and minuses of being on campus, I guess. I get myself out of my basement, which is good, but I don't have as much privacy and flexibility because I'm in a classroom and I share that with others on campus. So I'm pretty much done giving you the overview of what our classroom will look like and how the technology will work. Everything else on Blackboard should look familiar to you. I'm still using Blackboard. So I'm sure you've had a chance to poke around, but I have our weekly units here. So I will continue to add these as the semester goes, and I will add our materials. We begin with, yes, grammar and legal writing style. I still link you to legal dictionaries and grammar websites. And then when we have homework, we don't have homework the first week other than to get acclimated, there will be a link for homework as well. So I hope that's been helpful. Enjoy this video. If you have any questions, email me. And otherwise, I'm really excited for Legal Research and Writing 2. And I will see some of you in person next week, and others of you I will see on Zoom. And I look forward to our class. All right, have a good last weekend before classes start.